The courtroom doors slammed shut behind Tanner Harlan as he stormed out, his father's verdict echoing in his ears like a death sentence. "You're no son of mine if you walk away from this family," the old man had bellowed from the judge's bench, disowning him in front of a packed gallery for refusing the arranged marriage that would secure their Texas oil empire. But Tanner didn't look back. He clutched the plane ticket to New York, where Ethan waited, unaware that this choice would unravel secrets buried deeper than any well his family ever drilled. Tanner's flight landed at JFK under a stormy sky, mirroring the turmoil in his chest. He hailed a cab, his mind racing through the years of hidden glances and stolen moments with Ethan during college visits. Ethan, the free-spirited painter from Brooklyn, had been his anchor in a sea of expectations. As the cab weaved through traffic, Tanner replayed their last call. Ethan's voice, soft and excited, planning a quiet dinner. But guilt gnawed at him. How could he explain the ultimatum from his father, Judge Harlan, who viewed anything deviating from the straight and narrow path as a betrayal of God and family? Arriving at Ethan's loft, Tanner hesitated at the door. The smell of fresh paint and coffee wafted out as Ethan opened it, his eyes lighting up. "You're early. What's with the suitcase?" Ethan pulled him into a hug, but Tanner stiffened, the weight of his decision crashing down. Over dinner, Tanner spilled it all. The family pressure to marry Sarah, his childhood friend, to merge fortunes and produce heirs. "I couldn't do it, Ethan. I told them no, and now I'm cut off. No inheritance, no contact." Ethan's face paled, but he squeezed Tanner's hand. "We'll figure it out. Together." That night, as they lay in bed, Tanner's phone buzzed incessantly. Messages from his mother. "Come home, son. Your father is furious, but we can fix this." From his sister. "Dad's talking about changing the will. Think about what you're doing." Tanner silenced the phone, but sleep evaded him. He stared at the ceiling, questioning if love was worth the exile. Ethan, sensing his unrest, whispered, "You're free now. No more pretending." But Tanner wondered if freedom came at too high a cost. The next morning, Ethan dragged Tanner to his gallery opening in Chelsea. Surrounded by vibrant abstracts and chatting patrons, Tanner felt out of place in his button-down shirt. A collector approached Ethan, praising his work, and for a moment, Tanner saw the life they could build, unfettered by Harlan expectations. But as the evening wore on, a familiar face appeared. Marcus, Ethan's ex, a charismatic gallery owner with a history of pulling strings. Marcus clapped Ethan on the back, his smile too warm. "Great show as always. We should catch up. Talk about that joint exhibit." Tanner's jealousy flared, but he pushed it down. This was his new world. He had to trust. Back home, Tanner unpacked his few belongings, committing to this life. He applied for jobs at New York firms, leveraging his law degree despite the Harlan name now being a liability. Interviews were grueling. Whispers of his fallout preceded him. "Heard you turned down the family business," one partner said with a smirk. Tanner nodded, forcing a smile. Personal reasons. But inside, doubt crept in. Was he ready to start from scratch? Ethan noticed Tanner's growing silence. One evening, as they cooked pasta, Ethan confronted him. "You're not yourself. Talk to me." Tanner admitted the fear. "What if I regret this? My family's all I've known." Ethan set down the spoon, his eyes intense. "Regret loving me? Or regret not being who they want?" The question hung heavy, forcing Tanner to confront his internalized shame. That night, they argued for the first time about commitment, about facing the world as a couple. Ethan stormed out for a walk, leaving Tanner alone with his thoughts. When Ethan returned, they reconciled with quiet apologies. But the seed of tension was planted. Tanner's phone rang again. His father, leaving a voicemail. "Boy, you think you can just run off to that city and play house? Come back, marry Sarah, and we'll forget this nonsense." Tanner deleted it, but the words lingered. He decided to cut ties completely, blocking numbers. Felt like severing a limb. Weeks passed, and Tanner landed a junior position at a small firm handling pro bono cases. The work was fulfilling, a far cry from corporate oil deals. Ethan sold a painting, celebrating with cheap wine. For a brief moment, happiness seemed possible. But then, a letter arrived, from Sarah. "Tanner, I know why you left. Your secret's safe with me, but your father suspects. Be careful." Tanner's heart raced. How did she know? Had he been that obvious? The revelation shook him. He confided in Ethan, who urged him to ignore it. "She's trying to pull you back." But Tanner couldn't shake the paranoia. At work, he dove into cases involving discrimination, channeling his pain into advocacy. One client, a young man fired for being gay, mirrored his fears. "They said I didn't fit the company image," the client said. Tanner fought harder, winning the case. It was a small victory, but it ignited a fire in him. Yet home life strained. Ethan's career demands pulled him away. Late nights at the studio, networking events with Marcus lingering too long. Tanner's jealousy simmered. One night, he snapped, "Are you seeing him again?" Ethan denied it, hurt. "You don't trust me after all this?" The fight escalated, words like daggers. Tanner slept on the couch, wondering if his sacrifice was for nothing. The next day, a knock at the door changed everything. It was Tanner's sister, Emily, tear-streaked. "Dad's had a heart attack. He wants to see you." Tanner froze. Duty clashed with resolve. Ethan looked on, concerned. "You don't have to go." But Tanner knew he did. As he packed, the conflict tore at him. Family or love? The plane ride back to Texas was a descent into hell. Touching down in Dallas, Tanner felt the humid air like a suffocating blanket, pulling him back into the world he'd fled. Emily picked him up, her eyes red from crying. "He's stable, but the doctors say stress triggered it." "You're leaving." It broke him. Tanner stared out the window at the sprawling ranches, guilt twisting his gut. "I didn't mean for this to happen." Emily sighed. "He loves you in his way, but he can't accept. You know." At the hospital, Judge Harlan lay pale against white sheets, monitors beeping steadily. His eyes sharpened when Tanner entered. "So, the prodigal son returns." The sarcasm cut deep. Tanner approached cautiously. "Dad, I'm sorry about the heart attack." Harlan waved him off. "Save it. I called you here to talk sense. Marry Sarah, take over the business. This phase of yours ends now." Tanner's jaw clenched. "It's not a phase. I'm gay, Dad, and I'm in love with someone." The room fell silent. Harlan's face reddened. "Don't say that word in here. You're a Harlan, we don't do that." Emily intervened, pleading for calm. But the argument erupted. Harlan ranting about family legacy, God's plan, societal scorn. Tanner defended himself, voice steady. "I can't live a lie for your approval." Harlan clutched his chest, nurses rushing in. As they stabilized him, Tanner retreated to the hall, tears streaming. Had his truth nearly killed his father? That night, at the family estate, memories flooded Tanner. The grand house, filled with oil portraits and hunting trophies, felt like a prison. His mother, graceful but weary, pulled him aside. "Your father means well. Think of the scandal if this gets out." Tanner shook his head. "Mom, I can't pretend anymore." She hugged him, whispering, "I always suspected, but society here, it's unforgiving." Sarah arrived the next day, composed in her sundress. They walked the grounds, tension thick. "I didn't tell anyone," she said, "but your dad hired a PI. He knows about Ethan." Tanner stopped cold. "What?" Sarah nodded. "Photos, emails. He's furious." Betrayal hit like a punch. His own father spying on him? Tanner confronted Harlan later, who admitted it unapologetically. "To protect you from yourself." The fight was brutal. Accusations of invasion, counterclaims of ingratitude. Tanner stormed out, driving aimlessly through the night. He called Ethan voice-breaking. "They know everything." Ethan listened, supportive but distant. "Come back to me." But Tanner hesitated, the pull of family strong. Over the next days, he visited Harlan daily, conversations shifting from anger to reluctant dialogue. Harlan shared stories of his youth, pressures he faced. "I built this for you." Tanner saw the vulnerability, but it didn't erase the hurt. Meanwhile, Ethan texted less, citing work. Tanner's suspicion grew. Back in New York? No, he pushed it aside. Then, Emily dropped a bomb. "Dad's rewriting the will. If you don't marry Sarah, it's all to charity." The ultimatum loomed. Tanner met Sarah privately. "We could make it work on paper," she suggested. "Live our lives separately." The idea tempted him. Security without full betrayal. But it meant deceiving Ethan. Torn, Tanner flew back to New York, mind reeling. Ethan greeted him at the airport, but something was off. His eyes evasive. Over coffee, Ethan confessed, "While you were gone, Marcus and we kissed. It was a mistake." The world shattered. Tanner's face drained. "How could you?" Ethan begged forgiveness. "I was scared you'd go back to them." The argument raged. Trust broken, sacrifices questioned. Tanner left, crashing at a hotel. Alone, he weighed options. Return to Texas, marry Sarah, reclaim fortune, but lose himself. Or forgive Ethan, rebuild, but risk more pain. Society's whispers echoed. In Texas, condemnation. In New York, acceptance but instability. He chose confrontation. Meeting Ethan the next day, they talked rawly. "I need time," Tanner said. Ethan nodded, tears falling. Work became Tanner's refuge. A high-profile case. Defending a teacher outed and fired. It mirrored his life, fueling passion. But personal life frayed. Calls from home persisted. Harlan recovering, pressuring. Then, a twist, Harlan invited Ethan to Texas. "Come prove me wrong," the message read. Tanner was stunned. Was it a trap? Debating, Tanner agreed, booking tickets. Ethan was wary. This could end badly. But Tanner saw opportunity for reconciliation. The flight south was tense, hands clasped tightly. Landing, they drove to the estate, Ethan wide-eyed at the opulence. Harlan greeted them stiffly. Dinner was awkward. Pointed questions about Ethan's lifestyle. Tanner defending fiercely. As night fell, Harlan pulled Tanner aside. "He's not what I expected. But it's against everything I believe." Tanner pleaded. "Give us a chance." Harlan sighed. "1 week. Stay. Show me this can work." The trial began. Family events, scrutiny. Ethan charmed Emily, but clashed with Harlan over politics. Tensions mounted. Midweek, a society gala. Harlan insisted they attend as friends. Whispers followed. The Harlan boy with that artist? Tanner felt exposed, but stood tall. Ethan, uncomfortable, whispered, "This is humiliating." Later, alone, they argued about endurance. "Is this worth it?" Ethan asked. Tanner's resolve wavered. The week culminated in a family meeting. Harlan offered a deal. Stay discreet, get partial inheritance. But it meant hiding. Tanner refused. "I won't live in shadows." Harlan exploded, but then softened. "You're my son. I don't understand, but don't cut me out." A fragile truce. Returning to New York, Tanner and Ethan reflected. The betrayal lingered, but forgiveness budded. Yet, a new shadow, Marcus offered Ethan a solo show with strings. Ethan declined, choosing Tanner. But doubt remained. Back in the loft, normalcy eluded them. Tanner buried himself in work, the discrimination case gaining media attention. Reporters hounded him. "As a Harlan, what's your stake in LGBTQ rights?" He answered honestly, outing himself publicly for the first time. The article went viral, praise from progressives, backlash from conservatives. Harlan called, furious. You've shamed us. But Tanner stood firm. It's my truth. Ethan's art flourished, inspired by the turmoil. His new series, Abstracts of Hidden Identities. Galleries buzzed, but Marcus persisted, sending gifts. Tanner confronted Ethan. Block him. Ethan did, but resentment built. You don't control me. The power dynamic shifted. Tanner's family wealth, even diminished, loomed. A surprise visit from Sarah. In New York for business. They met for lunch, old friends reconnecting. Your dad's mellowing, she said. But he misses you. Tanner opened up about Ethan. Sarah smiled. I'm happy for you. I always knew. But her presence stirred old guilts. Ethan, seeing them together, misinterpreted. Old flames. Jealousy ignited another fight. The argument escalated to ultimatums. Choose. Your past or us? Ethan demanded. Tanner snapped back. You're the one who kissed Marcus. Wounds reopened. Ethan left for the studio, staying overnight. Tanner paced, questioning everything. Was love enough against these forces? The next day, a call from the firm. Promotion offer, but in D.C. Better pay, impact. Tanner hesitated. Leaving New York meant leaving Ethan? He discussed it, but Ethan saw it as escape. Running again? The debate turned heated, exposing insecurities. Tanner, I need stability. Ethan, I need you here. Amid this, Harlan suffered another health scare. Emily begged Tanner home. He went alone, Ethan refusing. At the hospital, Harlan confessed, I was wrong to spy. Fear drove me. Tears flowed. Reconciliation tentative. Bring Ethan next time. Tanner returned hopeful, but found Ethan distant. Digging deeper, Tanner discovered Ethan had met Marcus secretly. For advice, he claimed. Trust shattered again. Why lie? Tanner yelled. Ethan admitted vulnerability. Your world scares me. Marcus understands the art life. The confession led to a breakup threat. They separated temporarily, Tanner in a sublet. Alone, Tanner reflected on choices. Therapy helped unpack internalized homophobia, family trauma. Sessions revealed patterns. Seeking approval, fearing abandonment. He reached out to Ethan, proposing couples counseling. Ethan agreed, wary. Sessions were raw. Betrayals aired, apologies made. Progress slow, but bonds strengthened. Meanwhile, societal pressures mounted. A hate mail campaign targeted Tanner post-article. Threats online, doxing. He reported it, but fear crept in. Ethan's show opened, Tanner attending proudly. Marcus was there, but Ethan ignored him. A turning point. Ethan dedicated a piece to Tanner, unveiled. Applause thundered. They kissed publicly, defying stares. But triumph short-lived. Harlan's lawyer called. Full disinheritance unless Tanner reconsiders. The final blow. Tanner met Harlan in Texas, Ethan by his side. Confrontation epic. Money won't buy my soul. Harlan relented partially, offering a trust for future needs. Compromise bittersweet. Back home, they navigated normalcy. But a new conflict. Ethan wanted kids. Tanner unsure. Family legacy haunted. Discussions deepened Mouthwan Dao Duk. Adoption in a judgmental world? As months passed, stability grew. Tanner took the DC job, commuting. Ethan joined sometimes, but distance strained. One weekend, Tanner found Ethan packing. I can't do half measures. Heartbreak loomed. They fought for the relationship, relocating together to DC. New chapter. Advocacy work for Tanner, gallery connections for Ethan. Society's gaze followed, but they endured. Yet, a betrayal surfaced. Emily revealed Harlan had funded anti-LGBT groups secretly. Tanner confronted him. How could you? Harlan defended. Business. The hypocrisy crushed Tanner. He cut ties again, painful but necessary. In D.C., Tanner threw himself into policy work. lobbying for equality laws. The Harlan scandal broke. Donations exposed by journalists. Tanner was subpoenaed, testifying against his father. The courtroom drama echoed his past. Now on the stand, revealing family secrets. Harlan glared from the defense table. "You'd destroy us for this?" Tanner replied steadily, "For justice." Media frenzy ensued. Headlines: Heir turns on tycoon father over gay rights. Support poured in, but so did hate. Ethan stood by him, but the stress showed. Late nights, Tanner poring over documents. Ethan sketching furiously. "We're in this together," Ethan said, but cracks appeared. Post-trial, Harlan was fined, reputation tarnished. He reached out. "I see now. Forgive me?" Tanner met him in neutral territory, a cafe in Austin. Emotional exchange. Harlan admitting fears rooted in his own repressed youth. "I had a friend once, like Ethan." The revelation stunned Tanner. Was his father hiding too? Harlan denied more, but seeds of understanding planted. Back in D.C., Ethan proposed. A quiet commitment ceremony. Tanner accepted, joy amid chaos. Friends gathered, vows exchanged. But family absence stung. Emily attended secretly, hugging them. "Proud of you." Honeymoon in Maine. Serene. Reconnecting. But reality intruded. A job offer for Ethan in L.A., big gallery. "It's my dream," Ethan said. Tanner panicked. Separation again? Debate raged. Career versus relationship. Tanner: "We can make long-distance work." Ethan: "Or you come with me." The choice loomed. Tanner's firm offered remote options, but it meant sacrificing influence. He weighed personal happiness or societal impact. Opting for love, he resigned, packing for California. LA life. Glamour clashing with Tanner's grounded nature. Ethan thrived, networking. Tanner freelanced but felt adrift. Jealousy resurfaced. Ethan's circles included flirty admirers. One night, at a party, Tanner overheard Ethan laughing intimately with a producer. Confrontation: just business. But doubt festered. Therapy resumed. Unpacking. Tanner's abandonment issues, Ethan's fear of entrapment. Progress, but a crisis hit. Ethan's ex, Marcus, relocated to L.A., offering collaboration. Ethan tempted. "It's professional." Tanner issued ultimatum. "Him or me?" Ethan chose Tanner, but resentment brewed. Then tragedy. Harlan's death from complications. Tanner flew to Texas for the funeral. Ethan staying behind for work. At the service, whispers, "The gay son shows up. Will reading." Surprising bequest to Tanner, with note, "Live your truth." Emotional, Tanner returned changed. But home was tense. Ethan confessed, "I met Marcus while you were gone. Nothing happened, but I considered it." Betrayal peak. Tanner exploded. After everything, they separated, Tanner crashing with friends. Reflection period. Tanner volunteered at LGBTQ centers, finding purpose. Ethan exhibited solo, success hollow. They reconnected via letters, raw honesty. "I was scared of losing myself," Ethan wrote. Tanner: "We lost each other." Reunion tentative. Dates: rebuilding trust. Moved back to New York, neutral ground. Careers balanced. Tanner consulting, Ethan teaching. Society evolved slowly. Laws passed, but prejudice lingered. A protest. They marched together, facing counter-protesters. A thrown bottle grazed Tanner, symbolizing ongoing fight. Personal growth. Tanner wrote a memoir outline, exposing family dynamics. Ethan supported but feared backlash. The memoir pitch landed a deal. Writing unearthed pain. Childhood repression. First crushes denied. Ethan read drafts, offering insights. But as publication neared, threats escalated. Anonymous calls, vandalism. "Faggot traitor," scrawled on their door. Police involved, but fear mounted. Harlan's old associates blamed Tanner for the scandal. One confronted him. "You killed him with stress." Guilt resurfaced. Ethan urged, "Don't let them silence you." Book released to acclaim bestseller lists. Interviews. Tanner articulate on internal conflicts, societal pressures. But success strained relationship. Fame brought admirers. Tanner flirted innocently at events. Ethan jealous. Turnabout. Argument. "I forgave you." Cycles repeated. A turning point. Adoption agency visit. They applied, facing scrutiny. Two men? Stable? Interviews probed past betrayals. Honest answers. "We've overcome." Approved conditionally. Waiting list long. Time for reflection. Tanner's mother visited. Reconciled. "I read your book. I'm sorry." Tears healing. Ethan's art shifted. Social commentary on queer struggles. Joint exhibit. Their story visualized. Opening night. Crowded. Emotional. Marcus attended, congratulating neutrally. Past buried. But a shock. Sarah pregnant. Via donor. She called Tanner. "Thought you'd want to know. It's not yours, obviously." Laughter, but stirred paternal urges. Their child arrived. A boy, via surrogate. Joy overwhelming. Naming, Harlan. Honoring complexity. Parenting challenges. Balancing careers, societal stares. Two dads. Kids asked innocently. Adults judgmentally. Conflicts arose. Ethan's late nights versus Tanner's structure. Fights over discipline, echoing family patterns. Therapy ongoing. Years passed. Boy Jamie grew. School issues. Bullying over gay parents. Tanner advocated. Ethan comforted. United front. But a moral dilemma. Jamie's biological ties traced. Saget's family conservative. They demanded contact, threatening lawsuit. Tanner fought legally, Ethan emotionally. "He's ours." Compromise. Supervised visits. Strain peaked. Ethan confided temptation to leave. "This is too much." Tanner pleaded. "We chose this." Reconciliation through crisis. Society shifted. Acceptance grew, but pockets of hate remained. A political campaign. Tanner ran for local office, platform equality. Campaign dirty. Opponents dug dirt on unstable relationship. Ethan supported publicly, but privately weary. Election win, vindication. But cost, privacy lost. Family life under microscope. In the halls of power, Tanner pushed reforms, facing backlash. Colleagues whispered. Bills stalled. Home provided sanctuary, but Ethan grew distant, art suffering. "I feel like a prop in your story." Honest talk. "We're drifting." Vow renewal planned, recommitting. Jamie's teen years, rebellion, questioning identity. "Am I gay because of you?" Tanner guided gently. "Be you." Ethan shared stories, fostering openness. A betrayal exposed. Ethan's affair with a student. Discovery via email. Confrontation devastating. "Why?" Ethan. "Lost myself in your shadow." Tanner heartbroken, considering divorce. Separation trial. Co-parenting strained. Therapy revealed mutual faults. Tanner's ambition. Ethan's insecurity. Forgiveness. Debated. Reunion slow, dates. Rebuilding. Moved to quieter suburb, focusing on family. Aging. Reflections. Choices, prices. Harlan's legacy. Foundation for queer youth. Ethan's retrospectives celebrated. Final twist. Jamie comes out as straight, marrying a woman. Irony. Family cycle broken. Looking back, Tanner pondered. Sacrifices worth it? Love endured, scarred but strong. Was it right to defy family for personal truth, even if it caused irreparable pain?